hoping that these stories can reach in and inspire people. Now everyone, hope all is well. I'm gonna try get my YouTube channel back up and running. It's been a while now, and yeah, I want to try get it back up and running because me and my partner Jessica have been talking about different things, different topics that we can talk about and throw some good content out there for anyone. To try help people in addiction. I've come up with different things that I never knew about addictions that I had with methadone, heroin, crack, cocaine, so on. But I've learned different things now. I've been reading about different things, getting a bit of information. So I'd like to share it and throw it out there. And yeah, you never know, it might help someone. But I'm going to start with my first topic, methadone. Because for a long time, for a long period in my life, I was on methadone. I was addicted to it for a long time, yeah. And the side effects to it, what it done to me as a person, my confidence, and yeah, did I see myself on it forever? Yeah, at the time I did, because I used to go up to a methadone clinic, and you'd see people on the clinic, and you know, nothing against anybody, but I'd see people older than me, you know, 50, 60 years old, and I'd be like, I don't want to be going to a methadone clinic when I'm that age. So yeah, it gave me, I plucked up the bleeding courage to get into treatment and try to get away. It was always fun. You're always fighting addiction, but I got away from it in the end. But it's for me, it was years ago, strung out on heroin, and then to try to get off heroin, you get onto a clinic. Back then in Dublin, it was a Ficeptone. It was called methadone. It was called Ficeptone. It was a brown liquid form of methadone, and you used to go up, you get prescribed whatever on your daily, and you get your weekends to take away. But yeah, it was just to stabilize. It was just to keep you going, because I used to use drugs on top of it all the time and just give dirty urines when I could. But the doctors would see it as help. For me now, looking back, it can be a little bit helpful for people, but you're on a drug, and it's not helping you. You're on this you know, jungle juice, whatever you want to call it, and you're trying to cut down all the time. But I think for what I went through, it was actually worse. It made me worse. You know, once the stuff gets into you, it gets into your bones, it gets into your joints, and it's very hard to come off it. It's a lot harder to come off than it is heroin or cocaine or even alcohol or things like that. But you're coming off heroin 4 or 5 days and you're starting to feel a little bit better. Coming off cocaine, it's the same thing. Alcohol, similar. You know, after a week you're starting to feel a lot better. Methadone takes a long time to come out of you. It takes a long time to come out of you. It took me 3 months to get better. I couldn't sleep when I was coming off. I couldn't eat, couldn't function. No appetite, like really, for a long time, not just a week. It went into months. Couldn't sleep at all. You get an hour and you go through mad stuff, psychosis and yeah, tripping and oh my God, it was weird. Horrible. But I've got some information on methadone, other things that, yeah, I'll just read them out. You know, what does methadone do? It's a substitute for harder drugs, more heroin. Methadone is a long-acting opiate drug used to replace the shorter-acting opiates that someone may be addicted to, such as heroin. Long-acting means that the drug acts more slowly in the body for a longer period of time. It holds you longer than it would heroin. You take heroin, it'll last you, a few hours. You take methadone, it'll last you 24 hours to 36 hours. It holds you. You don't get a buzz as what you would get out of heroin, but it holds you. For a longer period, the effects of methadone last 26 to 36 hours, 24 to 36. In contrast, the person who uses short-acting opioids to avoid withdrawal must use 3 to 4 times daily. Methadone maintenance is a long-term treatment. The length of treatment varies from 1 to 2 years to 20 years or more. However, if the person taking methadone and the doctor agree to end treatment, the methadone dose is tapered down gradually over weeks or months, easing the process of withdrawal. When I used to get cut down on my maintenance course, I could never stick to it. It's very hard. It's very hard to stick to it. You're coming down, but you're living in a cycle where, you know, some people can do it. I couldn't. I always added drugs. Always added drugs, and either tablets or more methadone. Foy, as we call it in Dublin. Jungle juice. Side effects of methadone. Side effects can include constipation. I remember one time I was so bad on methadone. I think I was taking up to about 200 mils a day, sweating buckets on this stuff. I couldn't get enough of it, just drinking it for the sake of drinking it, buying it, drinking it, going around like Mr. Blobby, just eating rubbish, you know, just in at Bojangles over the stuff. But I remember one time, it affects your stomach and your bowels. And I remember one time, I had to get an ambulance out of the house. And I thought I was dying. The pain I was going through was so severe, it was so bad. But I remember going into the hospital, the ambulance man, what's wrong with you? I hadn't a clue what was wrong. You're on all sorts of drugs. What's wrong with you? You tell me. And they took me in and they examined me. I had a bowel problem. My bowels were blocked. That's what was the pain. They gave me this little bowl, tiny little bowl. It's like, you need to just keep that with you if you go to the toilet. Yeah, that'll help you. It didn't help me. The laugh, I still look back. God bless the nurses and doctors that were with me on that day. Fair play to you. But anyway, that's one of the signs. Constipation, very bad. Excessive sweating buckets, dry mouth, changes in sex drive, don't feel like doing anything, it's gone, killed you. Drowsiness, in a Bojangles most of the time, going around a different world. Lightheadedness, and nausea and vomiting and weight gain. Yeah, all them things. But the bad, it's a bad owl thing. It's okay, it holds you. As a heroin addict and you're on Foy, it's holding you. You know what I mean? You're not getting the buzz out of harder drugs, but man, to come off this stuff compared to the harder stuff was a lot harder. To come off heroin, I'd come off heroin quicker than I would methadone. I'm not trying to put you off now or that, but if I had any advice for anybody, it would be get off the methadone, get clear. And this is why I'm throwing out this information, because I went over and it was a little bit tough, but I went through it like many other people go through the withdrawal symptoms, and doctors would advise you, you know, don't do it this way. I done it the hard way, which was the best way, because it just like stop, boom, no messing, no prolonging it, come off it, go through the uncomfortableness, and here I am today, still off it. And I don't think I would have ever got off the stuff if I had done it a different way, prolonging the recovery process of it. But yeah, it wasn't a nice drug to be on, methadone. You know, you hold, you're going to work, you're taking your methadone, you're okay, you know, you're stable and stuff like that. Whereas I always had that, I was always conscious sweating and never felt confident, never felt like me. On it for a long time, and I wanted to always break it, so eventually I broke the habit, and yeah, it can be done. Don't be scared to take that step. But yeah, I just wanted to throw something out there for the topic on methadone, for just to start my little podcast back off, because I know many people in recovery and trying to recover, and it might help someone, I don't know. It's just, I'm just trying to create a platform where I can throw out good content, useful content that might help somebody, because we've been through, you know, many things, and there's many people out there that are in that little battle every day, and, you know, be proud of yourselves, bleeding not easy. But yeah, just frequently ask questions. How do methadone and, I can't even pronounce some of these words, buprenorphine differ? Differences between methadone and buprenorphine. Methadone is taken as a drink or as a pill under the tongue. Two different types of methadone tablet and methadone. Methadone has a higher risk of overdose. You don't hear people overdosing on methadone, but when they start taking stuff with it, that's when you can overdose. I never actually overdosed on methadone. I know people that have, because they've taken lots of it and stuff with it, and yeah, so you can. And down the bottom it says, can you overdose on methadone? All opiates have a risk of overdose. The risk is higher with methadone than the tablet form. The risk is especially high when you start treatment and when you stop taking opioids. Methadone or other opiates for a while and then start again. Mixing opiates with other drugs also increases the risk of overdose. If you are someone you know or use overdose, it's a good idea to have a free Nexalon kit. That's the stuff that stops you from overdosing. Medication that can temporarily reverse the effects. Yeah, so I just wanted to throw something out there. I'm trying to get been brainstorming with Jessica over the last few weeks about throwing out some recovery talk and what we've been through, and especially with the recovery month that's coming up, we're going to be throwing out different topics about different addictions, behaviours, triggers, tips, how I get through, what I use, and what has got me through. And don't get me wrong, we're all flawed, and we're all struggling, no matter who you are or how long you're clean, so to speak, or set free. Everyone struggles, you know what I mean, and there's triggers that can trigger you. So it's just little tips and tricks to learn. But for the methadone one, it was something that I was on for a long time, and you have to go get your juice. It was like, that's your medicine. It's when you don't have it, you're in a Bojangles. But when I went to get better, I stopped it and I went through my uncomfortableness. I went through the little pain, your legs in a Bojangles, sweating to death, no sleep, not eating. It didn't last long, it got easier. But I was so glad that I went over and done it. In the end, it took a while to take that step, but I took the step, and I'm so grateful that I took the step. So yeah, I just want to get the channel back up and running, different recovery talk, and hopefully I can get chatting with different people, and just get little stories from each other of how you got through your struggle or whatever addiction, or what works for you. And I just like to throw it out there because it's a good topic, and there's a lot of people out there that is going through similar stuff with addictions, and we all have our different ways of dealing with stuff, or our daily life. So yeah, I'd like to collaborate with different people, or whatever it's called, bounce off different people, even if it's through a Zoom call, or just to talk and share and just spread some hope and good content of what works for the people that are beating their addictions, and try to help the people that is in addiction, I guess, to try take that step, and don't be afraid to take that step. And I'll leave it at that, guys. I'm going to be sharing probably 1 or 2 videos a week if I can. So it'll be different topics, and there's lots. Jessica will be sharing a few little videos as well about stuff that she's been through and her journey, and you know, when you're getting older as well, your life is changing, your body's changing, you have to adapt differently. So yeah, there'll be different topics, different behaviours, triggers, relapse prevention, therapy goals, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled and give us a bit of support on it, because it doesn't be easy doing these videos, but we're gonna throw them out there and just see what happens with it. Hopefully it can help people. We have contacts. Jessica has contacts. I have contacts to get into treatment, to get into somewhere. So when we do a little video, when we get up and running, we'll throw a little link in, or a few links in, where you can go and get treatment, whether it's church, whether it's NA, whether it's you know, these different places that's open, and so on, counsellors, wherever. We'll have information going along the way that we'll throw out there, and we'll keep posting stuff out. So hopefully it can help someone, and yeah, that's it, up and running. All the best, folks, right? God bless. Take care.
Nothing but the blood.